Welcome to Destination San Diego, brought to you by Cox Communications and the San Diego Tourism Authority. Whether you're visiting for the first time or you're a native, it's easy to see that San Diego is pretty close to paradise. Boasting perpetually sunny skies, a majestic coastline, and picturesque mountains, San Diego's regions are so unique and diverse, there are plenty of places to discover something new. For years, the Barrio Logan neighborhood has been one of San Diego's best-kept secrets. An epicenter of the city's Mexican-American culture, this neighborhood is quickly becoming a hotspot for cutting-edge art and authentic local culture. Downtown San Diego is known for bars, dining, and shopping. But just outside of its borders is where you'll find one of the region's most vibrant arts districts. Barrio Logan, a historic neighborhood just east of downtown, offers some of San Diego's most innovative art exhibitions and authentic cultural experiences. The artists that live and work in Barrio Logan are a testament to the power of creating community through art. Join me for a trip through Barrio Logan to discover the vibrant culture of this neighborhood hidden gem. A visit to Chicano Park is the best way to start your day in Barrio Logan. This area is the heart of San Diego's Mexican-American community. When construction of the Coronado Bridge encroached into a neighborhood park, the community reclaimed the park by painting dazzling murals on the side of the pillars. Today, the park houses the largest collection of Chicano murals in the world and continues to be a symbol of empowerment. Each spring, the community celebrates with Chicano Park Day, a festival featuring music, food, art, dancing, and even a lowrider car show. From Chicano Park, it's just a short walk over to Glass House on Barrio Logan's Main Street. Part event venue and part working galleries for artists, you never know what you'll see at this unique space. In addition to displays by local artists, it's not uncommon to see a resident artist working on glass blowing or welding together a large metal sculpture. Our next stop in Barrio Logan is La Bodega, a warehouse turned gallery where local artists rent space and hold exhibitions. After checking out the artwork, you can stop by Border X Brewing for a quick pint before continuing your art crawl through the neighborhood. Joining me for a drink is Work Alvarez, a mural artist whose work can be seen around the neighborhood. Work, thank you so much for coming to have a beer with me and getting to talk a little bit about Barrio Logan. This community is amazing. And one of the reasons is because of all of the public art that you see around here. And I understand you are responsible for a lot of that art.
I am actually. I have about a dozen murals, a couple different public art projects here in the neighborhood.
Arts has kind of played a role in making the neighborhood more welcoming.
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. I think that, art has the power to change the way people feel and perceive a particular place. So that's really been an integral part of the neighborhood and the way it's been shaping. And I think that's why people are attracted to Barrio Logan, and a lot of new businesses have been coming here, and it's spawned a lot of new spaces.
So what are some of the cool things that you can find right here in Barrio Logan?
Well, there's a ton. There's a lot of great food, a lot of galleries, bars. There's great places to live. But I think the best part is all the public art. You really don't have to, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. You can walk around and just be inspired.
Of course, art galleries aren't the only reason this is one of San Diego's best cultural districts. The neighborhood is also known for some of the most authentic Mexican food you can find this side of the border. Locals line up during the lunch hour to enjoy the freshly made tortillas at Los Cuatros Milpas. Don't expect the strolling mariachis and enormous margaritas you'll find at some of the bigger Mexican restaurants in town. The food here is simple and authentic. If you're exhausted from all the delicious Mexican food, you can head over to Ryan Brothers Coffee for a quick pick-me-up from this neighborhood, family-owned hangout. In San Diego, make sure you take some time to head away from the well-known places and discover something new. For more ideas on how to spend the day in Barrio Logan, visit our website, 4sd.com and head to the Destination San Diego page. We'll be right back. Welcome back. San Diego is a high-tech leader and is celebrated as one of the country's smartest cities. But along with our high-tech future, our region also boasts a fascinating past. The El Cortez has been one of San Diego's leading landmarks since it opened in 1927. Its colorful past is vivid in the minds of many San Diegans. Jack Gates shows us the history of the iconic El Cortez.
In 1927, the El Cortez Hotel was the tallest building in San Diego with commanding views of downtown. Today, the Spanish colonial revival structure remains at 7th and Ash, the refurbished El Cortez.
This hotel was probably more history here than almost any place I can think of in San Diego over a longer period of time.
Bruce Coons with the Save Our Heritage organization says that history begins with the prime hilltop location. The Victorian-era home of Ulysses S. Grant Jr. was demolished to make way for the El Cortez Hotel. The El Cortez architect also built the Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Beverly Hills. San Diegans were in awe as the El Cortez became the first of the city's high-rises.
It was considered the most elegant place that San Diego had ever seen.
The original El Cortez stone entrance had the Spanish inscription above the door, "Be welcomed." That grand entrance remains today, renovated with palm trees. The inscription still there, "Sea Bienvenida." Just above the entrance was the second-floor sports deck, later enclosed as a restaurant. That sports deck is still there, now an outdoor gathering spot for condo residents. Inside the hotel, the talk of the town was the elegant Don Ballroom.
There's descriptions of people walking into that Don room and exclaiming that they've never seen anything like that in their lives, and particularly not in San Diego.
The octagonal-shaped Don Ballroom has also been revived with its ornately carved wood ceilings. In the 50s here, fathers took their daughters to the debutante Harvest Ball. From proms to parties, the hotel was the social center.
Everybody who had any special event wanted to do it at the El Cortez, whether they could or not, because it was booked all the time. But everything, it was really the convention center for the town.
Here are some souvenirs from a 1932 Fire Chiefs convention. In '56, an outside glass elevator, inserted on the left, went up the front of the hotel. It was only the second outside glass elevator in the world.
I remember riding it myself. It was kind of a fear and trepidation when you first started heading up, but the view was fantastic.
And talk about a lookout, the Sky Room on the fashionable 15th floor was the mecca for martinis and mingling. Even though the Sky Room is no longer there, it was a posh place to enjoy a marvelous 360-degree panorama. Well, we tried to match that shot up, but where that man was sitting is now a private penthouse. But the view from up here is still spectacular. However, when other hotels cropped up, the El Cortez lost business in the 70s. A wing of rooms added in the back was torn down. The dining and entertainment Caribbean room was demolished. And in '78, after several unsuccessful owners, the hotel closed.
Well, it was a pretty much run-down, abandoned building, and we were all afraid that it would be, destroyed.
But new owners in the late 90s gave the El Cortez a facelift. Once elegant hotel rooms from the 1920s have now been turned into 85 elegant condominiums. A renewed reverence for the past saved a structure from the wrecking ball, and in doing so, saved a piece of many San Diegans.
This hotel was such an important part of people's lives and their life's history, and some of the most important events and the most memorable events in their lifetimes happened at this hotel.
And saving the El Cortez means there can still be memories from then and now.
Going back even farther than the El Cortez, San Diego is full of architecture reminiscent of Old California, which you'll find on full display in Old Town. Jack Gates shows us the changes in Old Town San Diego between then and now.
For decades, the Casa de Estudillo has been the heart of Old Town. We're able to match the same shot of the house today, a house with an amazing history.
I think Casa de Estudillo is one of the most special buildings in San Diego, if not in Southern California.
Eric Manila is the interpretive manager for Plaza del Pasado in Old Town State Park. He dresses in 1830s attire to tell the story of Jose Antonio Estudillo.
He was one of the grand dons of old San Diego, old California. He was one of the special people here. He was a very wealthy ranchero. He owned a vast ranch, multiple ranches. So he was one of the wealthy leaders of the community.
Old Town is a recreation of that community, the original San Diego settlement. The prominent Estudillo family built their adobe home in the late 1820s, at the time a true Casa Grande.
We may think that mud bricks for walls is not a luxurious thing, but this was indeed a very luxurious house.
Since there are no pictures of him, this painting depicts Jose Antonio Estudillo. He was the town mayor, judge, and treasurer. Inside the house, rooms are filled with old California furnishings. Jose Antonio and his wife were the patriarch and matriarch of old San Diego, hosting travelers and fiestas.
Every culture has its ups and downs, but I think one of the special things about this culture is that they seem to really enjoy life.
Over the years, the house was passed on to the Estudillo children, but they eventually moved on. It's hard to imagine the rundown Estudillo home from the 1890s would turn into this museum now. In 1907, the house was bought by wealthy San Diegan John Spreckles. He had the house rebuilt. The courtyard looked pristine in 1911, and watch the fountain. It's still the center of the courtyard now, surrounded by flowers. Spreckles also owned the San Diego Electric Railway.
His trolley line ended here, and he wanted to turn this place into a bit of a tourist attraction so that there was something special at the end of his trolley line.
You can see a trolley car in this 1916 picture to the left of the former Estudillo home. The building was converted into a tourist attraction, Ramona's Marriage Place, based on Ramona, a popular Western romantic novel.
Ramona was a fictional character, and she was married in the book. This building became adopted as her marriage place, even though it really didn't have a connection to the fictional character.
Anything to attract tourists, and the caretaker thought anything for a buck.
The caretaker of this place started selling off pieces of the building because everyone wanted a piece of Ramona's marriage place. So the caretaker made some money, and it caused the building to start falling into disrepair.
But the structure survived and later was donated to the state to honor the original owners. Old Town and the Casa de Estudillo became part of the California State Park system in 1968. Then the building was restored as a house museum remembering the Estudillo family. Admission to the museum is free. The building is also on the National Historic Register, so visitors will always be able to see how the Estudillos and early settlers lived.
It remembers that family and that culture that are all too often forgotten.
La Casa de Estudillo, an important part of old California history, then and now.
There's so much to explore in Old Town, from the history to the shopping and of course the food. We hope you've enjoyed learning a little something about San Diego's history, and we'll be back in a minute to show you more exciting ways to explore San Diego. Welcome back. One of the best ways to explore a new place is to get tips from the locals. From the surf to the city and everywhere in between, our local aficionados can give you the inside scoop on San Diego. Now ramp up your appetite because celebrity chef Marcela Valladolid dishes on San Diego's flavorful foodie scene and where to find the most delicious Mexican dishes.
Hi, I'm Aaron Chang.
Hey, I'm Ram Machado.
Hi, I'm Yahya Ling.
Hey, I'm Rick Schwartz.
Hi, I'm Tina Mickelson.
I'm Greg Cook.
Hola, soy Marcela Valladolid.
And we're your guides to the good stuff.
San Diego has the most laid-back, sunny, amazing vibe that you could ever imagine.
A great style of life, a great pace of life. I wake up every day and I open my blinds to see the ocean and I just go, wow, it's an amazing place.
People are very warm, very caring, and they are open-minded.
Everyone is very accepting, and it's not what you look like, it's how friendly you are, and that's the vibe of San Diego. That's why I love it here.
Vitamin D is really important to being happy.
This is January.
It's very easy to find inspiration in a place as beautiful and as laid back and as perfect as this.
You know, we have such a beautiful beach. You have some of the great music, great culture and museum, and plus more.
I think there's just a little bit for everyone in San Diego.
San Diego is really coming of age. There's so many things going on here. It's now very difficult to keep abreast of everything.
I get to discover new, really cool stuff every day.
Depending on what you like around here, that's so beautiful that you can have the choice.
Yeah, well, look around, man. There's like people walking, running, biking. We have so much to offer, and people are so active and alive and out there doing it. San Diego's happy, and happiness is contagious.
Hi, I'm Marcela Valladolid, and I'm your guide to the good stuff. When families coming in from out of town, there's certainly a few places that I love to take them or that I love to go. We go to the San Diego Zoo, which I think is one of the best zoos in the country, and what I like to do is I like to get on that double-decker bus. I think you have the best view of all of the animals when you're on the second floor. We love, 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 love making a nice picnic and heading for Balboa to the museums. The Science Museum is an interactive museum. There's so much they can see and do and touch and just kind of be a whole part of the experience. The IMAX theater is also incredible for kids if you want to go do that. And even if you want to just hang out and walk around, Balboa is just one of the most beautiful spaces in all of San Diego to just sit. Legoland is also pretty cool, especially if you're a parent. And if you grew up playing with Legos, to actually experience that life size, it's pretty spectacular. One of my favorite things to do with my son around San Diego is go to the beach. It's as simple as that. There's so many beautiful beaches. Our favorite is Coronado. You cross that big, beautiful bridge and you feel like you're transported to another planet. It's so laid back. The people are so nice. It's so beautiful. We'll hang by the beach. We'll go get a burger at the Burger Lounge. Maybe we'll go to the creamery across the street and get some ice cream because the setting is already perfect. So you just need to find that one spot. So we just pack a lunch and we just sit and we hang out all day. We love going to the Cove in La Jolla and just walking around. We've got perfect weather almost all the time here in San Diego. So we're just constantly looking for open spaces where we can walk around and maybe kick a soccer ball and take all my nieces and nephews and have some fun. If there's some place where you're gonna find the authentic taco, carne asada taco, or the authentic fish taco, it's certainly gonna be San Diego. We're so close to Mexico, it's unavoidable. If you wanna keep it traditional and try the traditional things, the traditional dishes, the traditional gifts at the gift shop, the real Mexican things, you come to Old Town. You've got so much tradition. You've got places like Agave that have all of the tequilas, the moles, the traditional recipes. You can get that vibe, that feel in Old Town. It's very California in the sense that it's very relaxed, but it's very traditional in terms of what it's offering you from Mexico. If you want to get a little bit more adventurous, you go to the place where all the restaurateurs from Tijuana trickled into San Diego. They all kind of landed in Chula Vista. So you've got places like Romesco and the Oyster Bar, some of the taquerias. They're much more adventurous. They're not as deeply rooted in traditional Mexican cuisine like the cuisines of Puebla and Oaxaca and Mexico, Distrito Federal, but they have all of the flavors of Mexico in just much more contemporary presentations. One of the most authentic Mexican food restaurants that I find here in San Diego is actually in Chula Vista, which is my neighborhood. It's called Aquí es Texcoco, and they have the most amazing lamb barbecue. The flavors are just spot on to the stuff that I grew up eating in Tijuana, because this establishment actually opened in Tijuana first and then came to San Diego. If you want that food that like grandma used to make you at home and you grew up in Oaxaca or Jalisco, you go to Barrio Logan. They have a breakfast place called Las Cuatro Milpas that always has a line around the block. And their food, it's certainly not pretentious. It's not trying to be anything it's not. Their focus is on being good. So you get this huge, massive, beautiful plate of rice and beans and flautas or taquitos or quesadillas, and it just feels like something your mother would make you at home if you were living in Mexico.
There are so many great flavors to try in San Diego. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more Destination San Diego. Welcome back. Many of San Diego's neighborhoods are known for their distinctive public art. But Barrio Logan's Chicano Park is filled with beautiful artwork that also tells an important story.
The awe-inspiring murals of Chicano Park are like giant mirrors of Chicano Mexican history. In 1970, Barrio Logan's residents claimed the park space as their own through protests. The protests led to painting, and the colorful murals tell the story of struggles and triumphs. Mario Torero was one of the original muralists and continues to be involved in the park.
After we took over the Chicano Park, we kind of knew immediately that this place would be a wonderful place to paint up, because that's what we do as painters. We felt that this was a continuance of that struggle for self-determination and seeking justice, but at the same time beautifying and changing the world. Imagine this without the art anyway, you know, it would just be, as a matter of fact, not so nice because it's underneath a bridge. But now it's almost, it feels like it has an eclectic feeling of a temple almost, you know, it kind of goes with our Mayan, Aztec, and Inca background. Chicano Park has given us a sense of participation. It keeps us alive because we keep painting and we're active. It's a work in progress. So we're not just living on our past, but very much in the present. Barrio Logan now is an arts district, so it has really revitalized and re-energized us. When people come from around the world on national to visit San Diego, they get a taste of the Mexican, Latino feeling by coming to the barrio and seeing Chicano Park. So it's not just a Chicano thing, but it's a San Diego thing.
Chicano Park truly is one of San Diego's treasures. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Destination San Diego and that we've inspired you to go exploring in your own backyard. You can see all these stories and get more information on our website, 4sd.com, on the Destination San Diego page. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.